rip off and duplicate the model, but not the content and the approach.
That's what I thought you were getting to.
Right. The guy that you're copying, he didn't come up with that idea.
Okay.
So it's just like, why do we have to go? We're so scared. Like, we want to be so successful. We're scared of being ourselves. What's up, Internet? This is Brandon Stewart, and you are listening to the Seize the Day podcast. If you are a creative, you're doing something in a 9-to-5, but you want to step out and make some money on the side and grow a business, this is the podcast you've been looking for, and today's the day the algorithm did you right.
That's right. Sorry, we just gotta spice this up, bro. We're gonna clip these mics, man. Let's go.
And I'm joined by my great friend and source of joy, DJ Sean P.
Let's go. I'm the human air horn, bro.
Hey, I don't know what that means.
It's like a
air horn.
Like I am as it. Well, sorry.
Dance hall horn sounds.
Yeah. Sorry.
It was a great time on the internet.
Is it?
It was, yeah. The dance hall horn sound era of the internet, where you can just like end any joke with a
yeah. And honestly, bro, that sound is just awesome. You know, I bet some people hate it, but as a DJ, it always makes things more exciting.
Yeah, if you mess up, just
you know, dude, hit all the laser sounds, hit all the sirens, grab the microphone. You could train wreck all day, bro.
DJ train wreck.
Yeah.
Sweet, dude.
What are we talking about?
All right, so we've gone through this whole journey of what I really like the way you coined it, of going from an artist to an influencer, learning how to monetize your passion, your expertise, but really like getting at the underlying structure of what it takes to build up, to be able to actually have a business or put something out there to capture all this attention that you're getting, to be able to sell something or do something and exchange it for money. Yeah. That's legal.
Yeah, totally. And as artists, you know, there's so much that you call it baggage, call it whatever you want, call it experience, that you realize there's always another way to handle the exchange. Like there's a traditional way of an artisan making something and selling it, and there's a low end to that and there's a high end to that. There also is a time where you are exchanging your time for money. And so with the modern internet and issues, all kinds of different revenue streams are now available. How can you still be an artist? And the reason I say artist is because I love making the thing. Like no matter what Gary V quote there is, or what dad remember, like, you know, like scolding, or like teacher, you know, whatever that art teacher told you or whatever, that will never take away the fact that I love making the things that I make. And I will always find something to love to make. Yeah. Like you can't take that away from me. And so it's just, in my mind, hopefully, let's not just romanticize everything. Let me not trade my time for money so much. How can I maintain the idea that I love making stuff, but I don't necessarily have to exchange that for money per se? I can share my passion. I can share my knowledge. I can develop products that will sell on the internet while I'm doing the thing I love to do, making the art, making the product, right?
Yeah, so I think there was a lag in the internet for a few years to where we really felt like we had to undersell our art, our artistic merit in order just to get a paycheck. You know, like see, we talk about music so much, right? So don't make, you know, if you were a rapper, right, don't write like the really dope lyrics. Just write the party hype stuff kind of deal, right?
Okay,
like
you're going right for the heart.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear how you finish this.
Well, okay, so the internet has caught up. The platforms have caught up to this now, to where you might be, like, if you're starting out, right, if you're an artist and you're really about whatever your craft is,
Yeah.
man, like TikTok is such a lane for that.
Right.
Because there are really dope creators making really great art that are getting the attention they deserve.
Yeah.
And it's a little, because the platforms and the algorithms and all these things on other platforms, it's I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but it's a lot easier to start from scratch and to get attention and find your audience on TikTok. Like the content you see on Instagram is so different than the content that you see on TikTok.
Right.
TikTok is just creators deep diving, loving their thing, getting feedback, like running Patreons, doing all these things.
Right.
And they're not having to and you just don't see that exactly on Instagram. Like it's there.
Instagram has changed to straight up like all ads. Like I know we talked about this and everything is an ad. I get that.
Yeah.
But it's like so much. Like when I'm on Instagram, I honestly tell myself, you're not spending money. Is that crazy? It's crazy. Like it's almost like going to Amazon to do research. You go, I'm just looking, I'm just browsing. And Instagram is not a place, it's not Amazon, but I have to tell my brain even more. I am not shopping or I'm not deep diving on Instagram. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I guess it doesn't make it negative. It just makes it a little different. To your point, TikTok feels like so free and the community seems ripe and it actually seems like people. And where Instagram, it's now become such a lane of salesmanship that you can't really get away from it.
Yes, this is a marketing podcast, but it's such hardcore marketing.
Yeah.
So there's this phrase I use. It's marketers marketing to marketers.
Oh, 100%.
Right. And it's,
100%.
and there's a new trend and everybody one influencer in the space comes up with a new twist. And then on Monday and then by Friday, right? So it's like the evolution, just to break down stuff, right? It's the evolution of captions. And at first, vertical video, but now every sentence is zoomed in or it's zoomed back out because your attention span is like a cracked out 3-year-old. And I got to have a visual breakup. And I got to speed up my vocals because everyone's too bored. We get bored in a second.
Oh my gosh. And then, also old man thing that I've noticed that when I'm driving now, my eyes are having trouble adjusting far away because I'm always on a dang screen. So anyway, sorry.
There's a lot of truth to that,
note. Yeah.
right? And then it's we just can't do the captions that Instagram provides, like the auto captions. Right. We got to go in and add white text, but how much of this is green and how much of it is yellow, right? But now that still doesn't do enough to capture your attention. Now we got to add emojis and shrunk down B-roll and everything.
Yeah, a lot of B-roll. Pop culture references.
It's just, it's its own thing. And I'm not slamming it.
Yeah.
But I'm just giving the layout for this is a year stamp in time of what the landscape is like in social media.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But you go to TikTok and it's hey, did you know that Traveling Man was created by blah blah blah, and right, so it's it's such a refreshing,
let's go,
deep dive on artistry that it's dude, we don't have to do these things just because someone in our field said this is how you do them. There's a thing in business that makes sense in a lot of lanes where they just call it R&D, and that's rip off and duplicate.
Oh dang.
Right? Because it goes back to these other ideas of you didn't create that idea.
Yeah,
right? This some guy named Dan Sullivan actually created most of these ideas. Dan Sullivan is a high level business coach that a lot of people haven't heard of, but all the people you have heard of get his coaching.
Right. It's like the rapper's favorite rapper.
And he charges,
everybody's still trying to be like Rakim.
Yeah, he charges 20 bands a month for coaching, and all these people that wrote all their books, it all came from Dan Sullivan's mind.
Repackaged.
Good for him. I'm not a hater. He's a brilliant marketer. He understands how to sell and understand people and how to organize systems. Yeah. He's a great guy. Yeah. But what I'm getting at is that the guy that you're copying, he didn't come up with that idea.
Okay.
He paid $20,000 to be given that idea
Right.
by the OG,
Right.
Dan Sullivan, for all this stuff. So it's just like, why do we have to go? We're so scared. Like, we want to be so successful. We're scared of being ourselves.
Okay, and so that point kind of led me to this real kind of, I'm going to look in the mirror. I'm going to talk to my friend that I trust. I'm going to really say, how can I have joy and be myself and do this game? Because of the point you just made, it seems like, number one, I suck at trying to be somebody else. I've done that my whole musical career, trying to be Jay Dilla. Like, you know what I'm saying? And at times I got really close to being a good copy. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I already am aware of that. But
I'm the best copy of Jay Dilla.
you know what I'm saying? But, you know, whatever. Every beat maker does this, right?
Sure.
But there's only, you know, one Neptunes. There's only one Timberland. There's only one DJ Premier, right?
Yeah,
there's
absolutely.
only one Jay Dilla. But in the marketplace, that doesn't mean I don't have value. So with my, you know, pseudo success with being able to regurgitate the information that I thought of when I saw a record, it's kind of the same thing of marketers marketing to marketers. Like, it's regurgitated information, but I travel with an artist named Propaganda, if I can just put this out there real quick.
Absolutely.
And he has a tagline that says, tell better stories. And so I've spent so much time with this guy. You know, I think very highly of him. And I've spent a lot of time with him. And sometimes I have forgotten that he's not just a regular guy, but he's brilliant. And I was recently rereading his book. I bought the audio version of his book, Terraform, which is so much better than me reading it. It's actually him reading it. He's a poet. And so, but it's called Terraform. It's like reforming the ground to be livable. And he's like, we can terraform ourselves. We can terraform the culture by how we interact. Like, tell a better story goes a long way with terraforming. And so with all of this, I got so excited that I could be like, yo, I can tell my story. And it's not about me, but it's about my interactions with the culture. And that has an audience of people that have not experienced the things I've experienced.
Yeah.
They have not read the magazines that I read when I was a teenager. Like, I still remember that those magazines don't exist.
Yeah. Or like the experiences of going to Tower Records and looking for Tower Records doesn't even exist anymore.
Right.
Like, I remember like growing up in the suburbs, and then the first vinyl that I actually bought was College Dropout.
Was it Tower on Lemon? Like,
Yeah.
right there?
Yeah.
Was Stibbs working there at the time?
Yes.
I would frequent that store.
Yeah, go there, and I'm like, okay, I heard about this cat named Kanye West.
Yes,
this,
bro.
This dope song, Jesus. Like, I have to go find.
Yeah.
One of my good friends in college like gave me like a real genuine DJ. I had
Turntable?
I had a Gemini turntable
Let's go.
with a mixer,
woo.
and like I never aspired to be a DJ.
Okay.
but I just wanted the most like authentic thing I could have
Yeah.
to listen to a record on.
Let's go.
And so I got that, and then so anyway,
You're a G, bro. You're a
going
G.
there, they gave it to me as my friend gave it to me as a birthday gift.
Nice.
And
It's a good friend.
shout out to Taro if you're watching.
Let's go, Taro.
And we would just go. You know, we would be hanging out on the weekends, and dude, let's go find a really dope record, right? We heard that's how we found like Gangstar and
Yes.
Danger Mouse.
Praise God.
And a new Danger Mos Def. Like, that was one of the illest like record like album covers ever.
Oh, the MF Doom?
No. A New Danger. It was like the second
Oh,
Mos Def
yes.
album.
Oh,
It
yes.
was more like rock and the drums.
So tight.
Like the Bloody Mask
Oh,
and all
yeah.
that. Like,
Oh,
it was dope. And I was like the mighty Mos Def, bro.
Yeah.
So all of that goes into all of, you know, being okay with being the artist and your passions, and realizing like we are who we are, and we don't have to be somebody else. And that's where, so we got off on like the whole rip off and duplicate thing, because business tells you that if you want to be successful, just do what somebody else did that
Right.
is successful.
Right.
And that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
But people shoot themselves in the foot when they go, okay, I'll have to be like him, which means I can't be like me.
Right.
Right.
Totally.
And so that's why there's a lot of Gary Vee ripoffs. There's a lot of Alex Hormozy ripoffs and all these guys.
So pukable.
Right. And there's the difference between the format and the message and all that, right? The format we can't help, right? Vertical videos, talking to a camera.
Yeah.
But who are we trying to be? Are we trying to be Gary Vee? Are we trying to be this fast, slick talking salesman?
Right.
Join my $1,000 master group and you're gonna live like me. Private jets, baby. Woo! Like, okay, like maybe like 1% of 1% people are doing that. And I'm not knocking that.
Sure.
But what I am knocking is the idea that that's the only way that we can be successful as an artist.
Okay.
Because we have our voice, we have our passions, and like.
But were you saying there's value to this though? We R&D, right?
Yes. So yeah, the modeling systems of like rip off and duplicate the model, but not the content in the approach.
That's what I thought you were getting to.
Right. So like the systems, right? So like we talked about in the last episode, Jake, he had this very simple system of like, you opt in, here's a flow. Okay, cool. Those systems work. Now let's take that skeleton, right? And then I'm going to put my own skin on it.
Yeah.
It's going to be me.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to be savvy and know how the system works.
Right.
But it's going to come across like me. Versus
praise God. Like that's what we want. And also it seemed like too that you're saying like information is information.
Yeah.
Like we think our idea is so cute and we want to hold it tight, but it was like, oh, we talked about that. But we can use our information, our knowledge, our experience in this field. That's what these masterclass things are. That's what these like even just like come to my live stream. Like if you are making content kind of like me, where I'm doing this research and I'm retelling these stories and trying to tell them in a way that connects even more or with a new audience, I hope to garner more of that attention so I can tell more of those stories and not just do it one way, but maybe do it in a way that it looks completely different. Maybe it's a live stream. Maybe it's my Patreon. Maybe it's a membership. I don't know.
Yeah. So, right. And so that's getting into like the main point here of there's nothing wrong with like monetizing the art, because that's what this whole point is. How do you monetize the art?
Right.
Right. And sometimes we're going to have products and that's 100% okay. And sometimes we monetize our experience.
Okay.
Right. And so, which would mean there could be someone, okay. So as a basis, we don't have to be the expert, like the be all end all expert in our field.
Right.
But we just have to have enough to pass on to somebody else that's just starting.
Like a piano teacher.
Yeah. Like a
like
piano
a guitar
teacher, like Jake and his piano teacher.
Yes.
And, so we can, we've put in the work.
Yeah, dude.
We've learned all of these things. We've learned how to talk to people, how to present our, our scopes of work and our pitch decks.
Yeah.
And how to do, we've set up QuickBooks and we've done all this super buttoned up business stuff.
Yeah.
Right. But then we still have our own thing that we do where we can show someone how to do those things, how to navigate all that. And people will pay for that. People, and that's okay. So getting into that is like, people, it's okay to like, so I'm venturing myself into this world and I've been very reluctant because I don't want to be like another gimmicky guy that's selling you his course and marketing to marketers.
Right.
But there are people that, like I say, like the intro, if you're a creative and you might say you work for a church or you work for some corporate 9-to-5 and you're a videographer, right? But you're gigging on the weekends, right? And you're creating content for someone else to go use in their business. And then because you're smart, you go, okay, they're paying me for like one thing. And that's fine because I get to eat, my family eats, right? But then this one piece of video or series of videos is going into this larger machine,
Yes.
right? So how do I get in on that conversation?
Yes.
Right. And so that's where I want to help people because I've done this.
Yes, bro. That's why I
And-
talk. That's why I called you, by the way. Yeah.
And okay, so to me, like it comes down to like asking better questions, so if you're on a shoot and you're just chopping it up, you're done, you're making casual conversation, you're purposefully asking like probing questions, but you're just not just, hey, what's like, how do I do more work with you? Like,
people can
right,
see
you
that.
don't wanna
They know
act
when you
like-
come in with
Yeah,
expectations. Yeah.
so they call it like commission breath, right? So
I like how you have terms for everything.
because I've sat with a lot of salespeople, right? And so it's just those terms.
Yeah.
So
Commission bread.
commission, you're so hungry, right? Have you ever sold cars? I sold cars for like 3 months in college.
Let's go. That's
in college, I
hardcore.
sold Toyotas for 3 months, and I was horrible, which is why I only lasted 3 months.
Okay.
Right? I sold like one car a week.
Okay.
But that's not the point. But you learn those terms, and you start to learn how to talk to people. And really, like if you want to do this, also a side note, a sales job is really good for you because you need to know how to get your teeth kicked in.
That's right.
And still get up and go and do it.
You have to have tough skin.
Yep.
You have to recognize converting 4% of the time is amazing.
Yes. Yeah, you're batting. Yeah, you're Babe Ruth.
Listen, I fought that for a long time. I had a great product in the wedding industry, and I converted about 75% of the actual meetings I had because I did a lot of filtering on the front end. And I think back to that now, and I just think, man, what an amazing industry. I had a great product. I was at the right time. I knew exactly who I wanted, and it all clicked really well until I didn't want to do it anymore, and I stopped. Like, that's not been my experience since. Most things are that cut and dry, and I use that as a model for myself to help me go, how can I simplify this? Who's my audience? Does my product fit in an industry? What is the industry? How can I, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm getting off, but
I think it's a good like dovetail. And then we can get into that like on the next episode. And we took a little longer getting into the meat on this one.
Okay.
Because we're just having fun.
Okay.
Hanging out. But I want to set that up, getting more into like monetizing the passion and the experience directly.
Okay.
And then moving that into like the final thing of like what the product actually looks like. So if you've been intrigued by this conversation and you're like, oh man, this is so cool, I want more. There's another episode coming. So like, comment below what you're getting out of this. Let us know, because that's going to help us craft more future episodes of what we're doing in this fun experiment. So until next time, I'm Brandon Stewart. This is Seize the Day. Let's
go.
Peace.
woo! Video production and creative design by View Creative LLC. Start your own video podcast today by visiting createyourview.com. For more personalized coaching and digital marketing, contact Brandon Stewart at celladoragency.com.